I knew Jahrome was good, but I didn't know he was great.
Yeah.
Like, once you remove Pappenhausen and Munster, and Melbourne still sit at the top of the table, and he's probably the main reason for that. He's pretty special.
Yeah, probably. I'll tell you an interesting story, which stands out for me, and I won't forget it, was World Cup.
Yep.
2022 over in England.
Yep.
And we hadn't been playing all that well. We'd sort of scraped through in the pool games, playing Fiji in the quarterfinal, you'd remember. And Fiji were beating us. And we were tipped to thump Fiji and, you know, roll on to the semi. You know, they had a good side, but, you know, the talk was that they wouldn't really challenge us too much. Mate, we were losing. We found ourselves like 22-6 down at half-time, and it was almost like, oh, my God. Because I was on the bench at the time. I was jersey 14, so I didn't come onto the field. We were playing pretty poorly, and I remember thinking, oh, my God, this is like New Zealand out in the quarterfinal against Fiji. This will be a huge story. Like, the country won't forget this one. You know, this is bad. And I'll never forget at half-time, you know, Madge talking to the boys about how we were going to turn it around. And there was still a great belief in the sheds. But it was Hughesy's simplicity that turned that game. And all it took was him basically, I remember he got the boys in tight. And he said, boys, we're not going to try and score in the first 10 minutes and turn this game around. He said, you just focus on running the ball. This is what he's saying to the forwards, basically. You just focus on carrying the ball as hard as you can, and you get me down the field, and I'll just keep putting it in the right corner, and we'll wait for them to make errors, and then we'll get our opportunities. But that might take 25, 30 minutes. And that was the Melbourne coming out in, I reckon.
For sure,
that was the long game approach. But if you watch that second half, that's exactly what happened. We get into the grind with Fiji. He kicks. He keeps kicking. He's in the system. He knows it's a long game approach. And Fiji eventually just come up with errors. And it was a masterstroke. And I just thought that was, for me, that was a really pivotal moment of looking at Jarome's career and going, wow, he's grown like a hell of a lot into a number 7 that can control and dominate a game of footy.
Get the notepad out, Just
yeah.
Hey, bro,
what was that Melbourne saying, mate?